Ladies and gentlemen, we just got some more breaking news again. If you're a Chicago Bulls fan, this must have been probably the most lit free agency period for you guys in quite some time. Now, before we get to the content, just a reminder, I am live with my Laced Up brothers. We are doing a live stream reacting to all of the crazy free agency stuff that's going on right now. A link to that's going to be in the end screen or in the description down below, or just go to the Laced Up podcast. In addition to that, I am giving away multiple copies of NBA 2K22. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram or Twitter. Multiple followers from both of those platforms are going to win NBA 2K22. Now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Yesterday, the Chicago Bulls pulled off a remarkable sign and trade that eventually landed them Lonzo Ball, and they didn't really have to give up much in return for him. Well, today they're back at it again, as after just spending $85 million on Lonzo Ball to acquire him for 4 years in a sign and trade, they now went ahead and got himself some wing help in the form of DeMar DeRozan. Now, yes, according to Champ Sharanya, because my man had it before you, Woj, I'm sorry, but sources say that the San Antonio Spurs are finalizing sending DeMar DeRozan to the Chicago Bulls for Thaddeus Young, a future first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks. This is after DeMar DeRozan actually considered taking a meeting with the Los Angeles Clippers, and it says that DeMar DeRozan and the Chicago Bulls are closing in on a 3-year, $85 million plus deal. Now, the fact that they were able to do this without giving up Lauri Markkanen is nothing short of amazing, but if you take a look at the Chicago Bulls starting five, it looks quite impressive, starting with Lonzo Ball at the point guard position, who is a remarkable three-point shooter. In addition to being a pretty good defender if he's placed in the right situation, he's flanked by Zach Lavine, who has been the face of the Chicago Bulls over this really difficult rebuild. The newly acquired DeMar DeRozan, who is probably the worst three-point shooter out of this entire starting five, but in place of that is a pretty good mid-range shooter, and on top of that, a fantastic slasher, but in addition to that, has a history of being a phenomenal defender on top of that. Next to him is probably going to be Lauri Markkanen at the power forward position, who has been on a bit of a downward decline ever since his sophomore year in the league, but is a dependable three-point shooter at the very least, but at least he could stretch the floor and won't throw the offense out of rhythm. But defensively, there is some question marks there. Hopefully in this situation, we could see him take the next step forward and really develop into that player that the Chicago Bulls hoped he was going to be when they originally drafted him. Bear in mind, he's just 24 years old, but then you have Nikola Vucevic at the center position, who was their trade acquisition during the trade deadline, who also does a fantastic job spacing the floor. So I love this starting five. Just spacing wise, I think it's awesome. And then when you look at the Chicago Bulls bench, you're looking at players like Kobe White and Alex Caruso. So I think this is a good combination of players that could shoot, players that could drive to the basket, fantastic spacing, and players that also can defend. You have Zach Lavine, who has jump out of the gym athleticism. You have Lonzo Ball, who is capable of running a very up-tempo offense and making high IQ basketball plays. And it's a relatively young team, and I can't wait to see what they can do all together. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below who's the most improved team in free agency thus far. It's kind of difficult to pick between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Chicago Bulls, so I want to get your take on it in the comment section down below, and make sure you check us out because we are live right now on Laced Up. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.